EB-5 is a investment-based immigration. And many people ask me like, hey, your current president, Donald Trump, he doesn't like immigration. Is it a good time to apply for any immigration benefit in the US? The short answer is, well, he likes investment. So EB-5, E2, L1, and then EB-1C, those are like investment-based immigration. And at this moment, investment-based immigration in the USA is very lucrative. It's very suitable at this moment. So those who are interested to immigrate to America, EB-5 is one of the top option at this moment in terms of time of the application, in terms of the success rate, in terms of the total duration you need to get approved. So I think EB-5 should be a good consideration. Well, the thing is, you have to invest a lot of money, like at least $800,000, which is a lot of money. So if you can afford investing $800,000, EB-5 can be a great option for you. So without further delay, let's go to the next slide. So the EB-5 visa is an employment-based immigration classification designed to encourage foreign investment in the U.S. economy. So this is another funny thing. Investment-based immigration EB-5 is within the employment-based classification because the purpose of EB-5 is to create some employment here in the U.S. Also, foreign nationals who invest in a U.S. business and create at least 10 full-time jobs may obtain permanent residency for themselves and their immediate family. And by immediate family, we mean your spouse and any children under the age of 21. And creating this full-time job sometimes may create some tension among applicants. Don't worry, there's a way to easily do it. And I am here to help you. Do not worry about a 10 full-time job. There are multiple people who will help you doing this thing. Next slide, please. All right. So main EB-5 visa requirements, minimum investment. So there are two different kinds of area. One is called targeted employment area, TEA. If you are investing in a TEA, you have to invest $800,000. But if you invest outside of TEA, it would be $1,050,000 US. So what is TEA? In general, TEA are like in a rural area where there's not a lot of opportunity, and also there are high unemployment areas. So let me give you examples. So I live in Washington, D.C., and there's a city very close from Washington, D.C. It's called Baltimore. Once upon a time, it was like one of the top American cities, but at this moment, the unemployment rate is very high in Baltimore. So that's why Baltimore is a TEA designated area. Similarly, there's a lot of other TEA designated areas here in America. So you can invest in any TEA area initiatives. In that case, it would be $800,000. But if you want to invest outside of TEA area, then it would be $1,050,000 US. Well, another very important information is $800,000 is not the hardest part. The hardest part is you have to bring that money to America in a legal channel. Lot of people all over the world, they have $800,000, but they do not know how to bring this money in a legal channel. So what I say in this situation is it's a case-by-case scenario, and usually that the money the country where you bring the money from, we have to talk to your local chartered accountant and local lawyer, and we can figure it out. In general, a lot of my clients, they bring money through Dubai or Singapore, Malaysia, and I have good connection with local chartered accountants, local lawyers, so I can sit down with them and tell them the requirements, and then they can help you bring money to America legally. So that's a very important thing. Job creation. Must create or preserve at least 10 full-time jobs for U.S. workers. Jobs may be direct, non-regional center area, or indirect, regional center. So this direct, non-direct, regional center, non-regional centers, don't worry about those parts. Those are like a very specific kind of topic to discuss. At this moment, the purpose of this video is for just to give you like a big picture idea, general idea. By the way, another disclaimer I should give you: this is not a legal advice. This is just an information purpose only. YouTube, LinkedIn, and other place video. Please do not consider it as a legal advice. If you need legal advice, please contact me. I'll schedule a meeting with you one-on-one. I will evaluate all of your current situation and I'll guide you. That will be more of a legal advice. So at this moment, do not worry about 10 job creation. Either it's a direct or indirect. those are for specific situations. Now, for this the purpose of this video, just pay attention that you need to create 10 jobs. New commercial enterprise. Investment must be in a for-profit US based business. Of course, it must be a for-profit, and also it must be US based. I mean, this is a very common sense. Lawful source of funds. This is the thing I just mentioned to you. Proof that funds are from lawful sources. For example, business, income, inheritance. Those are the things you have to show the lawful source of the money. Otherwise, they may not approve your application. Next slide, please. All right, investment and job creation requirements. So another requirement for EB-5 is at-risk capital. A lot of people, they're scared. They're like, what do you mean by at risk? If I invest $800,000 and if I lose the entire money, is it worth it? The short answer to your question is no. You are not going to lose a single penny from your investment. I cannot guarantee you about approval of your green card under EB-5. Me as an attorney, no attorney can give you 100% guarantee because that's not in my hand. It depends on the USCIS officer, it depends on the judge, but I can guarantee you that you are not going to lose a single penny from your investment, because most of the situation, most of my clients, they invest in regional center initiatives, projects, and it is clearly mentioned that no matter your visa is approved or denied, you will get back the money that you're investing within a certain period. And what is the certain period, what would be the interest rate within this period, everything would be clearly mentioned. So no matter whether your green card application would be approved or not, you are definitely getting your money back. That's for sure. And that is this $800,000. On the top of that, of course, there are some additional costs, like for example, attorney's fee for me. Like definitely I'm going to take some money from you. I'm not going to work free. There are other professionals who are going to also work for you. They may charge you some money. Those money you will not get back, but the investment amount you're definitely getting back. And in general, I tell my clients, like, let's say $800,000 you're going to invest, and on the top of that, around $50,000 to $60,000 would be your net expense as a professional fee, like fee for me, fee for CPA, fee for Securities and Exchange Commission, registered investment advisor. So there are multiple people working for you, and you have to definitely pay them. That would be another $60,000. But the $800,000 you are investing, you will definitely get it back. And that's why, even though it's called at-risk capital, and the reason it's called at-risk capital is any business initiative, any initiative is at risk. There is no initiative, no business initiative that is not at risk. If it is not at risk, then it is not a business venture, right? So that's why it is called at risk, but do not worry about your money. Next one is targeted employment area, TEA definition. Well, rural, outside MSA, MSA stands for Metropolitan Statistical Areas, and cities with population of 20,000 or less. So 20,000 or more is not rural area. Any city that is population with 20,000 or less is rural area, or any area outside of MSS a rural area. So if your initiative is in a rural area, then you can invest $800,000. Similarly, high unemployment areas, are also TEA. Again, you don't have to worry about that part. Once you start working, I will show you multiple projects from multiple regional centers, and you can definitely pick from there. Do not worry about that part. Next slide, please. 2 filing tracks in EB-5. Regional center pooled investment, also direct standard investment. So what is the difference between regional center investment and direct / standard investment? Regional centers are organizations. They are approved by USCIS, and they have multiple projects. Let's say they have a shopping mall construction going on in Texas. They have a apple orchard construction going on in New York. They have a let's say business center construction in California. So they have multiple projects in their website, in their domain, and you can choose from there. You actually don't have to do anything. You just have to give them $800,000. That's it. They will take care of your entire requirements for EB-5. This 10 job creation and other thing, they will take care of it. So in general, it's way easier to investment through regional centers. Of course, they will charge some money. There is no free work. Nobody's going to work free for you. And what regional centers do, they contact different construction projects and they say, hey, I see that you're constructing a big project. I can help you get foreign investors who are interested about EB-5, and they will invest in your project, and in return they would like to get the green card. So regional center is kind of a middleman between actual construction projects and you. And me as your attorney, I will represent you. I will be with you. I will not represent any regional center. I will not represent any construction project. I will represent you. So around 95% of EB-5 applicants go through regional center because it's easy. Most of the EB-5 applicants, they're very rich. They are business people. They're very busy. They don't have time for all these things. That's why they go through regional centers. On the other hand, you can definitely invest directly. For example, you decided to go, let's say you want to buy a winery, or like a vineyard in rural Virginia. Of course, you can do that. You can do everything by yourself. Less than 5% people do it because it takes a lot of time to understand, a lot of time to do all these things. But no matter whether you go through regional center or go through standard application, I will be with you. My job is to help you, no matter what is your path. So the difference is, in regional center application, you are going to submit form I-526E, filed after I-956F, also indirect job count. You don't have to worry about that. And for direct investment, you have to fill up the form I-526, and also you have to show that you're creating 10 jobs. In general, 95% people, they apply through regional centers. Also, adjustment or consular processing, I-485 if in the US and DS-260 if abroad. All it means is, once your first part is approved, then you will go through the second part, which is I-485. If you're within America, then you apply for I-485. If you're outside of America, then you apply for DS-260. I'm pretty sure everybody know about this, but if you have any questions, please let us know. I will explain everything about this thing. Next slide, please. All right, EB-5 visa filing fees 2025 update. Again, USCIS, they update their visa filing fee very frequently. So today I'm going to talk about this. Probably day after tomorrow they are going to change this. So do not 100% depend on this video for this. Anytime you apply for any immigration benefit, double check the latest form, latest fee, latest requirement, because USCIS, they change it very frequently. So for I-526 or 526E, 11,160,000 base fee plus 1,000 EB-5 integrity fund fee. So it will be like a $12,160. Let's say $12,000 fee for the first part. Then I-485, for I-485 principal applicant is $1,440. And then also there'll be dependent fee. If you have dependents, there'll be dependent fee. And for I-829, $9,525 effective from April 2024. So these are the fees. Again, once you start working, I will explain more detail. By the way, this is not my fee. This is USCIS fee. On the top of that, there'll be my fee. And when you start working with us, I will clearly mention everything in the beginning. I will not surprise you with any like a surprising fee in the middle of the journey. That's not what we do. I will make sure that you understand everything before you start working about anything. Next slide, please. All right, benefit of EB-5. Of course, I think you already know that the benefit is path to permanent residency. Of course, you are going to get green card for you and your family, and by family meaning your spouse and any children under the age of 21. Flexibility, ability to live, work, and study in the US. You will get full benefit as a permanent resident. Lower investment threshold in TEA. Of course, if you invest in TEA, the only amount is $800,000. Even though it's a lot of money for a lot of people, but at the same time, it is not a lot of money for many people. Many people, they have more than $800,000. And another great benefit is that EB-5 is probably the fastest way to get green card. EB-5 is probably, let me tell again, EB-5 is probably the fastest way to get green card if you have money. So this is probably the best benefit for EB-5. Next slide, please. Also, another thing, by the way, this video, we show it in YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. On the top of that, We have Apple and Spotify podcast. So this audio is going there. So those who are listening to podcast, when I say next slide, please don't worry. Even though I'm reading from the slide, but I'm telling everything. So if you just listen to the audio, please don't worry. You are not missing anything. I'm clearly explaining everything. All right, potential risk and challenges. Everything has risk and challenges in this world. Number one, capital requirement and risk. No guarantee of return, risk of losing both money and immigration status. This is more of a theoretical. Do not worry, you're not going to lose any money, especially the investment about you're not going to lose any money. Don't worry about that. Changing rules and policies. So, USCIS always change rules and policies. So it's very difficult to, keep in touch with them all the time, but don't worry, that's my job. Due diligence, verify project credibility, regional center integrity, and job creation claims. So this is really important. So there are a lot of regional centers, and not all regional centers are good. Not all of even a good regional center have multiple projects, and some projects are good, some projects are not so good. So when you choose a regional center, when you choose a project, try to be very careful. And that's also part of my job. I will help you choose the right regional center, right project. And also, we can visit projects in person. I highly recommend my clients to visit regional centers by yourself, and I can go with you. And if you are not in America, if you do not have any visit visa, you can say, hey Raju, how do I visit? I don't have visit visa. Don't worry. If you have any family member, any friends, they can visit a regional center on your behalf. And of course, I can definitely go with them. So I highly recommend visiting regional centers and visiting projects by yourself before you sign any contract. Next slide, please. All right, visa ability and EB-5 backlog. EB-5 accounts for 7.1% of the annual employment-based visas. Visa issuance can pause or cap runouts. Backlog and priority date movement may vary by country. All those are more of a theoretical thing. At this moment, there is no backlog, so EB-5 is really good at this moment. Next slide, please. All right. EB-5 program updates, reserved visas and priority processing. 32% of the annual EB-5 visas reserved for specific areas. Rural filings receive priority proceedings. Recent visa bulletin changes. Visa issuance for unreserved countries paused for fiscal year 2025. It's visa bulletin update. That's another thing I'm not going to discuss today because that's a totally different discussion. But yeah, if you do not understand visa bulletin, I highly recommend you to understand how to read visa bulletin. I have multiple videos about that. If you watch this video, you can understand.